All right, guys, in today's video, we're talking about how to shift weight forward like the pros do. This is something, this little cue that I'm gonna give you that I learned early on in my playing career that really helped me. And I've been using it a lot as of late with a lot of our members at Cogorno Golf, hence here the video. So hopefully, I'm hoping that this helps you shift weight forward on the way down, sort of have an easy way to do it. The ultimate goal of shifting weight forward is to be able to hit the ball consistently solid. Let's dive in how to do that.
All of the different webinars and all the different instructional tools. It's just such a tremendous amount of value, I feel. I'm Jeff Makepeace. I'm here in St. Paul, Minnesota. It was just the swing analysis where I could get feedback specific to how I swing the golf club and how I hit the ball. I think that would be worth as much or more than I'm paying right now. But the comprehensive nature of all of the different access that you have on the portal through the website is just, it's so far above and beyond, because it just takes something as simple as chipping or putting or different parts of the swing, and it like expands it out into like the whole video program of like, again, just kind of piecing it together. It's not all in one. It's just like you should do, if you want to get your early extension, which I have a problem with because of my old back problems. Well, the first thing you want to do is this with your legs. And then we're going to do, once you do that, then you're going to do this with your hips on down the line until you're a perfect golfer. So having all of that, and there's just such a wealth of information and such a wealth of like videos and all of the different webinars and all the different instructional tools. It's just such a tremendous amount of value, I feel, because I've done different ones before and it didn't come close to all of the resources that I feel that are available and at every golfer's hands. It's astounding how much.
All right, guys, so the mantra that I was told when I was working with my first coach in terms of how to shift weight forward, I would say to him, hey, like, listen, how do I get to my lead side? How much weight should I have on my lead side? Sort of like, what's the timing? When do I do it? And I'm come from a very analytical, background. So I want to know the details with it. And he just more or less gave me a mantra. He said, Eric, why don't you just feel like you get your right pocket to the target? He said, right pocket to the target. And we started hitting balls, and I started hitting with that sort of feeling and sensation. And as we were hitting, he was videoing and showing me my swing. And I saw, so long as I got my trail hip through, my weight went to my left foot. The timing was good. The amount was correct, so on and so forth. So for me, that was always a simple mantra. I used to play and think right pocket through, right? So long as I get my right pocket through towards the target, not only did that give me the amount of shifting forward that I wanted to have, but it also gave me the rotation. And what I'm going to show you here today is one of the drills we do with a lot of our members that I did with my coach as well. I have my golf bag here next to my trail hip, just more or less as a visual and a guidance system for me. You can set up a golf bag, a chair would be fine here, any sort of object. I have this set up about an inch away from my trail hip. And as you're gonna see in this video, as we put up some examples during the downswing, that trail hip is continuously working forward towards the target. Now, this is a weight shift video, but in reality, the downswing isn't just a simple shifting of weight towards the target. It's really a combination of that forward shifting and of the rotation move, right? So I'm gonna hit one here first and we're gonna talk through some of the details, but this would be a starting point if you're someone who just wants to keep it simple, like my coach did for me. Have an object here just to the right of your hip and think right pocket through, right pocket through. Let's hit one. Right pocket through. So you see, as I get into my finish position, how my right hip and pocket are all the way forward towards the target, even with my left. And when I used to hit, he would always come up and kind of hold a club in front of my hips and say, hey, so my bad version, I would end up something like this, right? My right hip was back behind my left hip. And he'd come up and I'd get my right pocket through and he'd put a club across my hips and say, see, this is how you know if you did it correctly. Your right hip is forward or as close to the target as your left. He said, well, where's all your weight when you do it? I said, on my left foot. He said, how much is on your right foot? I said, very little. He said, that's the answer to your question. That's how you shift weight. When you do it, that's how much. Keep it simple, trail hip through. Now, I've spent the past 15 years searching for more details than that, of course, but in terms of the outcome of my shots, how solid I hit it, how I hit it when I played, it really has never been better than when it was that simple for me, and that accomplished all the goals that I wanted. So let's go ahead and do that one more time. So I set up with the object about an inch to the right of my hip, and I'm feeling right pocket through during the downswing. And again, I know I've done this right when all my weight is on my left foot and my right hip is even with my left. Now, one of the things he did as well, we were working together, is he always had me do, like, show me good versus bad. And so we would stand there and he'd say, okay, let's take my setup. Now show me your hip not moving away from the chair. Show me just all rotation. And so I'd just turn like this and he'd say, okay, where's your right hip? Is it even with your left? No. Has it gotten far enough away from the bag? No. Right, I'm still too far back. My weight in my foot still on my back foot. Is that correct? Not correct. I'd say, okay, well, what if you try and get your right hip as far this way as possible, but don't do any of the turning. Just do all shifting. I'd say, well, is my right hip even with my left? No, right, it's too far back. I got my weight forward, but I didn't have any of the rotation piece. So think about your downswing almost as like it's a pie chart, to keep it simple, that it's 50% rotation, 50% shift, and you're just blending those together the entire downswing. Immediately from the start, all the way through the finish, you're shifting and turning, shifting and turning, shifting and turning. You're thinking right pocket through. Now, the whole point of shifting weight forward progressively on the way down is what? It's to move my low point forward, right? It's to make sure I hit ball first, ground second. What do you and I both want when we go play? Solid contact. I want to hit the ball solid day in and day out, right? And that's the whole point of the shifting the weight forward. Let's do this one more time. So my right hip is not staying back against the bag with just turn. My right hip's not moving away from it with no rotation. It's moving forward of it the whole way, but it's also turning. Okay, right pocket through. Right pocket through is going to give me my rotation. Right pocket through is going to give me my shifting. And there's another very solid straight shot. And in reality, it's about solid contact, but it also helps ensure my club path is neutral. It helps ensure that I have club face control, right? It's all those good things. So if you can keep it that simple, right pocket through. If you're more analytical, detail-oriented like me, it's a progressive motion, right? We're splitting the shifting and the rotating together the whole way down. And if you're super analytical like me and you want the detailed feedback, take advantage of this yearly special so we can guide you through the entire 2023 so you don't get the same issues you had before. So you hit the ball solid over and over. Maybe shifting weight forward is an issue for you, maybe it's not, but we need to be able to identify those things and guide you through the process. So I hope that you take advantage of that. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you have any questions at all, go ahead and leave a comment down below. Appreciate you watching.